and this like too
Whole
tall, too
yeah,
slim, but in my time. So yes, I know what it is to feel not to do the things that you don't want to do. Now I'm 50. I would say yes. I would like to do study what I like to be. Not now because it's like already in another career and another path that led me through this path. But if I go back, I will go definitely for the acting or the how you call the designer, the clothing designer.
I had a very different experience. My mom was always like, you can do anything you want. You can be anything you want, but it should be in the hospital. You can do anything you
Wow.
want, but you should choose something, a job that's in the hospital, because in that time everyone thought in the community I was in that being in the hospital, like working in the hospital, was like a sure, safe career. So this was the mentality. So when you're surrounded by people that have a belief system that this is the limit of the possibilities, right? For them, that's great. Like, get a job in the hospital, it pays good money, you can pay your bills. That's the mentality. But if you're talking about another way of thinking of, for me, I think in retrospect, if I did not know, and when I went to private school, we did not have a very strong performing arts department. They do there now. But when I was going through, it was more business, college prep, and sort of coming off of a trades type of school, where they were teaching like careers. And so the trend when I was going through was more college prep and business, and which gave me a strong love of business and things of that nature, and going to university, which I did do. But in my heart, I think I would have wanted to be a dancer, like a choreographer. I loved fashion design. So I'm an artistic person. I love writing. I love the arts as well. I love to paint. So, as far as a career, though, I think if I was going to pick one of those two things, it would have probably have been fashion design or dancing. When I was young, I would have loved to choreograph. I probably would have been a backup dancer for some rock star, like you, like you, Sophia, going on tour.
I will pick artist or a model, one of those two.
Yeah, yeah.
that's
Well, so go ahead, Sophia.
no, I feel like that's so cool, and I feel like I mean, this is pretty much a very good example to like inspire people to really listen to their hearts. I feel like everything happens for a reason. So I don't believe like
Mhm,
I don't believe in mistakes like that. I don't feel like,
mhm.
oh, this could have had happened and this was a mistake. I don't think like that. But I feel like nowadays things are changing a bit, and I feel like if we can inspire, somebody to follow their heart since the very beginning, it's a good thing.
But also, all hope is not lost, right? There was a time in my life where I was offered modeling opportunities, and I didn't have the mindset, I didn't have the self esteem to pursue them, right? So now that I do, and I'm older, I do modeling all the time. You can see it on my Instagram at Creativity. You can go see all my little photo shoots that I'm doing, and I post all the pictures on my Instagram, right? Dancing, I dance all the time. I have dance parties with my kids. I dance a lot and often. So I still paint. I still on occasion sketch dresses out. Right. Because the kind of fashion design I wanted to do was like evening gowns or jeans or something like that. And on occasion I will still do a sketch here and there. I did actually go to fashion school for a while. But it's just you don't have to give these things up. So even if you did go in a different path and you decided to take the path of I need to pay these bills, because let's face it, the bills have to get paid, right?
Right.
You can still be doing the things that you love. You can still find ways to incorporate that into your life so that you can bring that joy into your daily experience. Right.
Exactly. For me, it's like you know, music. It's a hobby for a lot of people. For me, it's like my principal career slash job and whatever. And I feel like it's very important for me to have also other things that I'm passionate about, right? Because sometimes I'm like, I love music, but I have to take a break because it's a very emotional world. It's very chaotic. So for me, it's like I cannot write a song every freaking day. You know, I have to like step out and do other things that passionate. So like I feel like it's good to have like a lot of things that can make you happy once in a while. And yeah.
I want to ask you about the writing. What exactly do you write about?
I write about, you know, I write about pretty much everything, but I'm going to tell you something. I write about my own experiences. I write about a lot um, heartbreaks, you know, and I tell my own story. So I feel like um, I like to write about, you know, woman empowerment also. So it's like it depends. So it depends on like what am I feeling that day and like what do I want to say. I feel like one of the things that I love about my music is that I have the chance to put out a story and then people can relate to that. A lot of people, you know, message me and they're like, I relate to this story that you told in this song. So I write about my stories and I also write about like if my sister is going through something and she's inspired me to write about those things, then I can take that and put it into a song. So it's a pretty crazy, you know, process.
So you're inspired by life, right? To write your songs. But is there a process for songwriting that you employ? Like, I'm sure lots of people out there would like to be a songwriter. So what tips do you have for song creation?
Well, first of all, I would like to say that I studied songwriting and they told me they gave me like these tools that are very important. But after my career, we had to like unlearn a lot of things because one of the tips that I would like to give them is that there are basically no rules in this thing. You can say whatever you want and you can express how you want it. Obviously, you have to have a structure for a song to work. But what I would tell people that want to start songwriting is that do not judge yourself and practice a lot. For me, it's like one of the things that I've learned that I like have the reasons that I'm here is that I've been practicing like for so long and I refuse to stop because I still have so many things to learn. So it's like just write songs and learn how to play an instrument and just, you know, write and write and write and maybe your first song. I remember my first song is so bad. I'm like I cannot listen to that for sure. I'm like what? And then obviously um I started writing more and more and more, and now it's like, okay, I like my music now. But you have to start somewhere, right? So just don't judge yourself and say the things that you want to say, not the things that you expect people to hear from you, but what you want to express.
So, what is the name of the song that is playing right now the most?
One my song.
Yes.
So I would say that maybe right now there's a song called "Me Duele." It
Mm-hmm.
means it hurts
Yeah.
and it's part of my EP that I dropped um, last year. And yeah, I hear it. I hear it there.
We
So
have a
yeah,
tree.
that's me. Yeah, so it's part of my EP that I dropped last year. And yeah, it's my EP. It's called Roxanne, and I have a lot of songs out there. So I invite also people to listen to them and to buy.
That song Me Duele, that's based on what? What happened in your life that you just write this Me Duele? Me Duele is like, I'm in pain.
Yeah, Me Duele is like I'm in pain. So that song is I remember I wrote it. So that's the magic about like music. When I write, you don't always have to be feeling that thing that you're writing in that moment. But for me, it was like in that moment, I was like, okay, I want to tell that I'm hurt because somebody's not here, right? And I'm hurt because you are not here and I'm crying. So that's basically like the whole thing. But the funny thing is that in that moment, I was feeling very happy and fine. But, a few months ago, I had like this rough time where I ended up a relationship and stuff, and then I go back to that song and I